Muted.
We've seen his local marketing system spread across the country has been quite impressive. We've seen one of his clients generate close to 100 loans in one calendar year. Another's reporting a 358% ROI to date. So I definitely recommend that you get rid of all distractions for the next hour. Get out your notepads, because today he's going to show you how to duplicate his results in your local market for free. Just a quick bio. Chris is the CEO of Connection Incorporated and has been helping loan officers and their companies generate loans from online marketing since 2005. He's provided keynotes across the country for some of the largest lenders and has been published multiple times in our publication. We have a tremendous amount of valuable content to get to, so without further delay, I'm pleased to welcome Chris Johnstone. Chris, this is Ryan breaking in. If you're speaking, we're not hearing you. You may have your mic muted.
There we go. We had a little bit of a technical glitch there. I called in. Normally I do it over the microphone, but I'm calling in this time. Can you hear me now?
Yes, can hear you now.
Awesome.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Chris Johnstone. Sorry about the delay.
Well, thank you, Ryan. That's awesome. And hello, everybody, and thank you for the kind words. We're just going to hop right into things. So just let us know that there's no more technical glitches. So on your screen, you should see getting closed mortgage deals from Google. And if you have any questions while we're going through the presentation, we're definitely going to make this interactive at the end. So I'm here to help you with all of your questions as well, as far as just getting more closed loans from online marketing. Now, unfortunately, I can't see the Q&A panel, so any questions that you have, type them into the Q&A panel on GoToWebinar, and we will have time at the end of the session to answer all of those and dialogue with you and make sure that you get all the support that you need. So with that, if it's okay with all of you, and if it doesn't look like we have any technical glitches, everybody can see the screen, just type yes into the chat panel, let me know. Ryan, if we do have any technical glitches, just feel free to cut me off, but I'm going to hop right in because we have got a ton of content to go through here today. I've made this what I feel to be one of my most valuable presentations yet, especially because we've had such massive change on Google even in the last 6 weeks, and we're going to talk a little bit about that, get you up to speed, and show you how we're using these changes to generate actual closed loans for loan officers across the U.S. So if you want more customers, you have to get this. So this is a study that was done by Accenture in 2015. So this is the North America Consumer Digital Banking Survey. They came out highlighted in red down there at the bottom left-hand side. It says more than a fifth, 23% of U.S. consumers who purchased a mortgage over the past year did so through the internet online channel. And that's an 8% increase over the findings in 2012. So they do this study roughly every 2 to 3 years, right? So what that tells us is that there is this massive shift in consumers that are going online to choose the loan officer that they do business with. Now, these people aren't 100% processing their loans online. They're going online to find the organization that they are going to place their loan with. And then there is this split where we take online marketing and we move customers offline into your business and you process them just like you normally would. And then obviously you turn them into a referral advocate. You get their referrals, you get their repeat business, and you turn that into a profitable, very profitable lifetime customer value relationship. So what I'm going to show you how to do is get in front of this traffic that is converting right now and show you how to basically kind of cherry pick it off of the front page of Google in your local marketplace using the most recent changes. Now, I wanted to just fire a little picture in here because it is a webinar and we may not have met yet. My name's Chris Johnstone. Again, I've been a digital marketer specifically in the loan space for 11 years now, and we've gotten really good at taking people from the internet and turning them into an actual offline loan. And basically, I've been teaching this stuff for a significant period of time, been featured in a whole bunch of magazines, and none of that is really important. The only reason that I added as part of the presentation is just to let you know that we are a reputable company and that we are serving the industry for over a decade now. So just wanted to let you know. And yeah, but it's not about me. This is about you. So we're going to hop right into the content. And as I mentioned before, just feel free to ask any questions that you have while we go through the presentation, and we'll get to those at the end. So what we're going to do is start with how this technology started to change, and then I'm going to take you into a workshop style session where I'm going to give you basically the three things that you need to focus on right now with your website, your online marketing, and your reputation management to help you capture that low-hanging fruit. Now, way back when, in October 25th, 2010, Google changed the way that their search engine worked. So before October 25th, 2010, when somebody punched in a search to Google for, let's just use the example, San Diego loan officer or loan officer in general, Google would have to go out and sort through the millions and millions of websites out there to try and pick 10 obvious choices to bring back and present to that person. And Google was having this real difficulty with having too many websites to sort through and starting to lose the ability to give a good user experience to the person that was searching Google. So they changed the way that their search engine works, and they localized their search results way back in 2010. So in today's world, when you do a search, Google looks at where your cell phone is, or they look at where your IP address is, and they change the front page that you see based on your physical location. And the reason why Google made that massive change and invested in that was because of the marketplace and what the marketplace wanted. So in this publication by Google on their Latitude Longitude blog, they announced that research shows that 97% of people conduct research online before buying locally. And that traffic is what is converting into that 20+% of people that are actually funding a loan with a loan officer or a loan company that they've found online, right? So they announced the availability of a new online advertising solution to help local businesses connect with potential customers in their area. And that's Google's way of saying to us, hey, we know that these local customers want to do business with you. We're going to put you in front of those local customers, which is fantastic. Now, that was the introduction of Google Places. It's gone through a whole bunch of changes, 5 major ones up until this point. They've named it a whole bunch of other things. And today it's called Google My Business. And that is how you get your business ranked on the front page in what's known as the 3-pack. So if you've done a Google search and you've seen a map that comes up on the front page with 3 businesses listed on the front page, that's called the 3-pack. And that's where I'm going to show you today how to get your business ranked in that little 3-pack. Now, the way that we're going to do that is by looking at the changes that Google has made and adapting our online marketing strategy to fit what Google wants. So, bringing us from 2010 to most recently, Google just made an update to a couple of their major algorithms. One was an update to Pigeon, and their announcement came out and said that the local search algorithm change is the biggest local search update that Google has released. Now, when they made this change, what they did was they took the traffic that was happening in a local marketplace. So again, to use the example of San Diego, if somebody's in San Diego and they're on their cell phone and they type in loan officer, or they type in mortgage lender, Google's going to look at where that person is located. But before they made this most recent change, they would show national brands that had really strong SEO behind them in those search results. When they made this most recent local search update, they steered all of the traffic away from these large national presences and moved them to local businesses that were in the local marketplace. And there was this study done by Search Engine Land. They did a really good job showing all of the traffic rates of these major web properties going down and all of the search traffic on the local pages going up. And it was just as if Google had basically switched the faucet from one direction to the other and started streaming all of these local customers across local business pages. And we saw an immediate uptick in the number of phone calls that were coming to our clients who we had already ranked on the front page of Google. So this is a screenshot that we took, and you can see 24 phone calls that came into this specific loan business. Now, it's important to notice that these are just phone calls that are coming from the Google My Business page, and these are just mobile phone calls. So these are people on mobile phones that do a search for a mortgage lender, and they see this business show up on the mobile phone and they click the one-touch dial number. So we know from checking the statistics and tracking the calls of our clients that this attributes to around 50%, maybe 40% of the total calls that a business will get. So this particular business got 24 phone calls just from their Google My Business profile showing up in that 3-pack, and we can equate roughly another 24 or 25 phone calls that came into that business in a 30-day period just from being on the front page. And those other phone calls come from people visiting their website, calling off the website, or seeing them on a desktop computer and calling on a cell phone, which Google can't track. So we know that there is right now this massive influx of local customers that are being funneled to local business owners using this most recent Google change. And Google has added something even more advanced to that. So if you haven't heard the news, we'll go through this really quickly. Google has started using artificial intelligence to change their SEO search results. So in today's marketplace, this is active on the search engines right now. They're using this thing that has been kind of deemed in the internet world as rank brain. And they're using this artificial intelligence that they've developed that has, figured out how to drive cars and helped them figure out how to beat chess masters with computer programs. And they've applied it to search. And what that does is it makes it so that the search engine can now look at a search query and actually semi-think about what that end user is looking for. And one of the major things that gives us a benefit because of this rank brain is that this algorithm will look at different searches different ways. And it is able to look at a search that is looking for news and just show news results. But it's also able to look at searches that have what's known as purchase intent. And they are able to identify when somebody is ready to buy a product right now. And Google calls that the 0 moment of truth. And it is based on what that person has typed into the search engine, Google's now able to figure out this person's ready to buy something. We need to put them in contact with a local business right now. And so by identifying all of these different search patterns and what traffic is converting, Google's now able to show your business in front of people that are ready to purchase right now. So if you take 2 different Google searches, the one on the left that I've got is Dallas mortgage loan news. And so we did this search a couple of days ago, and Google puts out all of these news sites that have news about mortgages, right? So there's the Dallas News, NorthDallasMortgage.com, a couple of bank rates in there, Press Reader. So that search brain or rank brain has looked at that search and said, okay, this person is looking for news. I'm going to show them news-based websites, right? But when I do a search that says Dallas mortgage lender, look how the front page of Google changes. It shows ads up at the top, which again, they don't drive the majority of traffic. A lot of people skip over those advertisements and they look at the 3-pack. And that 3-pack right there showcases ratings, reviews, and testimonials of just 3 local companies that Google is now putting for free once you rank in front of all of this ready-to-buy traffic in the local marketplace. So by taking advantage of this new rank brain, being able to show you on the search phrases that have purchase intent, and going out and doing some very good database management and getting your past customers to leave you ratings and reviews, you're able to very quickly in today's marketplace get in front of this low-hanging fruit. And in some marketplaces, we are dislodging businesses that have been in that top spot for sometimes years. And by taking what we've learned about RankBrain and implementing it into our website strategy, we're able to take these top spots and tap into this traffic. And that's what I'm going to show you here today. Now, before we get into the actual how-to of today's event, I also wanted to show you or point out just an important part of what's making all of this work. See, Google is taking ratings, reviews, and testimonials and showcasing them in that 3-pack because they know that that is what is driving the phone calls and closing the actual deals. And it doesn't matter whether somebody's buying running shoes or they're booking a trip or they're looking for a loan officer to place their loan with. Seeing those 5-star ratings and reviews on the front page makes a significant impact in the number of people that will feel comfortable picking up the phone and calling you because they see you online. And there's a study from Bright Local, and this shows that over 80% of people in today's marketplace trust an online recommendation just as much as a personal recommendation. So these online testimonials are now just as trustworthy as a word-of-mouth referral in the marketplace, which is what's driving such significant volume and why we've been able to get such, I believe, incredible results in such a short period of time using this new strategy. So here's your key to success. Roughly 25% of the closed loans in your marketplace are happening online. And when they search, you want to show up as the top rated option on that 3-pack and on the front page. So just a couple of screenshots of active marketplaces where we have this running. The one on the left is Burlington Mortgage Broker, our client James Lowen up there in the A position with 156 ratings and reviews. The middle one, Silicon Valley Mortgage Broker or Mortgage Lender, ranked there in the number 2 position, and then in Knoxville. And the reason I'm not showing you these screenshots to brag or whatever, the only reason that I added these in here is so that you can know that what you're about to learn and implement is working. There's no concept here. We have tested this, we've proven it, and we always do that with all the information before we present it. So I know that you can get results. And just a couple of quick testimonials from the people that have those rankings as to what it's actually equating to in volume and business, because that is the end goal. You've got to be profitable and get an ROI from this. This is from Jason. The SEO and review program Chris and his team run for me has generated about 20% of my total revenue year to date. In the last week, I've met with 2 new sets of clients and have completed with a third. My ROI year to date is 358%, which is absolutely fantastic. And then another one from our client here, James Lowen. Last year, we increased our business by 48% more mortgage deals as a result of our online marketing. So, and again, I'm not showing you that stuff to brag. I just want you to know that this is worth implementing, because in a minute, we are about to get into a technical process, and you will immediately see that this isn't 100% the most easiest thing to do if you're not a technical person. I will guide you through all of the technical steps so that you can send it to your web development team and have them do it for you. But there is a good possibility that you're about to get overwhelmed with a little bit of the information that I'm going to give you. And I wanted to make sure that you were prepared for that and that you know that it is worth going through the technical headaches to get the end result so that you can actually get the result, right? So that's where we're going to get you. So if you get overwhelmed in a little bit, don't worry, I'll help you through it, okay? So specifically, here's what you're getting. I'm going to show you how to ensure your website is set up to rank in the new artificial intelligence search world. And then I'm going to show you how to optimize your online presence to show up in front of those new quality customers that are being filtered into those local search results. And then I'm going to show you how to ensure you're the top ranked option on the front page. So the first thing that you need to do is fix your website. And there is an overall optimization that you have to do on your website. And in order to understand this, it's important to note that your website is basically two separate things. The first is graphics design. So what you see when you look at your website is images, graphics design, layout, structure, all of those things. And those all have to do with conversion. When somebody sees your website, are they going to convert? A lot of that boils down to how the site is laid out, the graphics design that you have on there, and how you've structured your website. But that's only half of your website. A lot of companies do a fantastic job on what their website looks like, and they completely forget about the second half, which is how your site is coded. Because Google can't actually see your website. All it can do is read the code on the back end, and most people in the loan space don't look at the code of the website. So they focus all on, how pretty their website looks, and then there's no traffic, so there's no conversion, and the website just sits there and it never generates any leads, it never generates any clients because it's beautiful. But when Google goes to it and says, hey, where do you want to rank? What are you all about? The website doesn't say anything back to Google, so it doesn't know where to rank it, so it just never gets any traffic. So in order to tell Google that you are the expert in the local marketplace that deserves that traffic, you need to go through and overhaul your website and make sure that it is talking to the search engine so that the search engine knows that it can rank you. Now, here's that little bit of technical information I was warning you about. You need to analyze your meta and your title tags on the home page of your website. So there's this thing called a meta tag, and it tells Google what your website is all about and where you want to rank. We're going to give you an optimization overhaul of your website at the end of the webinar for free, where we'll send you a 12-page report, show you what's broken, and then there's a little column on the right-hand side that shows you how to fix it. You get that for free. For being here part of the webinar. And again, it's a tool here to help you get over some of this technical stuff. But what I find on over 80% of the websites that we overhaul is that the main title tag of the website is blank. So when Google looks at your website and says, hey, what are you all about? It doesn't get any information back, and it can't rank a website that's not going to talk to it, right? So that is essentially the main meta title tag. And then the meta description on your website is very important. You need a thing called a sitemap on your website. And all that is a blueprint that you're submitting to Google so that it knows where each of the different parts of your website are, it can navigate it clearly, and it knows what business you're in, where you want to rank, and what content you have on your website in order to give a good user experience. Then there's all kinds of other things like image optimization. So most people name the images on their website image1.jpg, image2.jpg. You should use the keywords that you want to rank for strategically on the images on each page. So if you're looking to generate, for example, VA loans, the VA specific page that you have on your website should have images that say San Diego VA loan or San Diego VA loan officer. And it gives an extra cue that your competition is not giving to Google that you are the website that they should show when somebody searches that specific phrase. So the other thing that you got to be really careful of is that you don't have duplicate content on your website. You can do that using copyscape.com. You want to make sure that your site loads quickly, and that means less than 3 seconds. You can check your load time by going to tools.pingdom.com, do a site test. You just punch your site in, and it will come back and tell you how long it takes to load that site. If it's not loading fast enough, that's a conversation that you get to have with your web hosting company. And we'll talk about mobile compatibility and some of the other things on this list. But I wanted you to have this so that you know step by step what you need to fix on your website. And again, we're going to give you access at the end of the webinar to a website overhaul where this document that you see right here, we will develop one of these custom for your business. Our staff actually has to go to the website, fill it all out, and then send it back to you and show you how to fix your website. And again, you get that for free just for being here on the webinar today. Now, this is what your tags look like. I put this in here in case we have any technical people on the actual webinar itself. So your title tag is the first arrow there. and you want to make sure that in the title tag of your website, you have your main keyword and the main area in which you want to rank. And then the title tag is the second arrow that's there. And again, that's just where you put that in. For any of you that are using WordPress, you want to use the Yoast SEO for WordPress plugin. It's a fantastic tool that walks you through that step by step so that it's, again, easier for you to implement these changes on your own if you decide to do it yourself. Now, once you fix your website, that essentially lays the foundation of all of your marketing. So if you want to rank in the 3-pack, you have to optimize your website, and your website pushes up all of your other rankings. So according to this most recent change, ratings and reviews don't move you in the rankings as much as they used to. Some of these older SEO techniques have become essentially non-relevant, and it is all about optimizing your website and having a good plan on your website in order to rank in that 3-pack. And content that you put on your website tells Google where to rank you. So after you overhaul your website, the next thing that you need to do is come up with a content plan to tell Google where you want to rank. And for each specific key phrase that you want to rank for, you should have one specific page on your website to capture each specific keyword that you are going to go out and capture. And again, in this audit that we're going to give you at the end, we'll actually show you whether or not you're optimized for individual keyword content. So, very simple plan. For every keyword you want to rank, you need one page or article on your website. It doesn't matter if you have a blog or if they're just pages on your website, each will do the same thing. So this is what it looks like. We had a client that came to us who was very heavily focused on construction mortgages. So we produced a piece of content specific to construction mortgages, put it on the website, and then optimized that content by driving links to it. And when you now search construction mortgage and their marketplace or construction mortgages while you're physically in that marketplace, they come up in the #1 position. Same thing with reverse mortgages. So we've this is specific to the Canadian market, but it also works just as well in the US market. The reverse mortgage, we created a blog post about reverse mortgages, posted links that pointed specifically back to this page, and we were able to rank the first 3 spots on Google for that specific site for the key phrase reverse mortgage in that local marketplace. And again, anybody that is in that physical location that just searches the key phrase reverse mortgage gets to see this website at the front. And this works for VA as well. So this is one of our clients, and same process, VA loans. When somebody searches for a VA mortgage lender, there they are showing up in the 3-pack and in the #1 organic search result. So just to drive that fact home, if you want to rank for a specific key phrase, you need to have specific content for that key phrase and one page dedicated to it on your website. So a very simple way to map this out is to take 5 key phrases and basically the 5 products that you have and write them down, and that becomes your key plan. Now, what you actually want is 10 total phrases, and I've kind of given you a shortcut here. The first 5 that you want in your local marketplace are on the screen. So you want to rank for the key phrases: mortgage lender, loan officer, best loan officer, area name loan officer, which would be, San Diego loan officer, and then mortgage broker. You, again, take those. You want a specific page on your site for each of those, and then brainstorm out the 5 top products that you have. So whether you do jumbo loans or VA loans or FHA, you want specific content on your page for each of those specific loan types so that you can show up on the front page for those. And again, all you're doing is giving very specific content to that rank brain so that it knows to rank you for those key phrases. Now, how do you create content for those key phrases? It's very simple. All you do is you write the topic or the main keyword at the top. Then you answer the 3 main questions that you get on that topic all of the time. So you get phone calls all of the time about those specific types of products. You just simply write down what those questions are and then write down what you would tell a client. And I actually use the dictate option on my phone, and it does a great job of just writing it all out for me. So I just talk like I normally do, and it writes out all of the blog content for me. Then underneath that, you should add one question they should ask, but that don't know to ask. And what that does is it sets you apart as the expert and gives them additional value. And that, again, makes them want to pick up the phone and call you. And then at the end of each piece of content, you need a call to action. If you follow those 4 simple steps, each article will come out kind of between 400 to 1,000 words, and that's exactly what you need for Google. It's a very simple way to create that content. Some best practices for you, again, 600 to 1,000 words. I know I said 400 there. That's kind of the bare minimum, but I didn't want you to get freaked out with thinking that you have to create a whole ton of content. You want to use your main keyword in your title, use your main keyword naturally in your content. You want to try and get that up to at least 3 times, and be consistent. You need to publish in today's environment with this new rank brain. You need to produce at least 1 article or 1 new page on your website every month to feed that information into Google to show them that you're relevant in that local marketplace. Now, the other thing that you need as part of your strategy, so now we've overhauled your website, we've come up with a content plan for your top 10 key phrases, and now we need to take a look at your website and make sure that it is mobile friendly. Now, there's a very specific reason why you need a mobile website. So this article comes from the Google Webmaster blog. It was February 26, 2015. They came out and said, starting April 21st, 2015, we will be expanding our use of mobile friendliness as a ranking signal. This change will affect mobile searches in all languages worldwide and will have a significant impact in our search results. And that is Google's really nice way of saying to you, if you don't have a mobile version of your website, we're not going to rank you, right? And they actually came out and launched a brand new search engine just for mobile phones. So when you do a search on your mobile phone, you get to see a different Google than when you do a search on your desktop. And if you're not mobile friendly, you will not show up in the mobile search results. And if you're not mobile friendly, you are penalized on the natural search results. It's much harder to rank a site that doesn't have a mobile site. Now, why would Google make that change? Well, it's official. Google now tells us that there are more searches on mobile phones than there are on desktop. And we can see that with the phone calls that are coming into the businesses. Almost 50% of the inbound phone calls and the loan applications that we're taking through this system are coming from people on their mobile phones. Here's something else that's really shocking. Many of those people that call us from their mobile phones have yet to view the website. So they go on, they search for a mortgage lender on the phone, they see the 3-pack, they read the ratings and reviews, and then they click the one-touch call button and they call that particular loan officer or that particular loan office without even visiting the website. It's how search is changing and why those ratings and reviews are so important. So to find out if your website is mobile friendly, Google has a great tool for you. Just go to Google and type in mobile friendly tool and it will take you to this page. Then you punch in your website and it will tell you whether or not you pass or fail their mobile friendly test. So if you get the green, awesome, this page is mobile friendly message, great, you passed. If not, you get this red message that says not mobile friendly and you've got some work to do. Now, my recommendation, if you see this screen, is that you go out and you get yourself a mobile responsive website, or you have your developer make your website mobile responsive. Don't go out and start a brand new project just to do a mobile website. Just change your existing site to be mobile responsive, and that is good enough. So here's your website overhaul review. These are your must-have action items. These things we know are absolutely crucial to you showing up in front of this local traffic. You've got to overhaul your tags and your site structure. You need a keyword-based content plan, and you need a mobile website attached to your site. So now that's your foundation fully built. If you want to rank, you now need to do a link building campaign that points to your website. So if you think about ranking on Google, kind of like high school, even though that's a terrible analogy, everybody knows about the cool kids. Everybody talks about the cool kids, right? So Google has taken that hive mind mentality and applied it to search. So the more third-party websites that are out there that will link back to your website, Google sees that as a third party that is talking about you, and that makes you more reputable. And links are still, in today's marketplace, the number one factor that most large SEO companies point to when they say this is what is ranking our sites. I know we see it in our business. So you absolutely need to have a link building plan, and this is what is pushing our clients into that 3-pack. Now, again, we've got an audit for you, and we will actually show you how many links you have pointed to your page, and we will show you how many links are pointed to your competitor's page in your local marketplace so that you can see the difference between where you are and where they are and how much work it's going to take in order to get you from where you are to the front page. It's a really cool service that you get here for free at the end, so stick around and we'll give you the link to that. So, monthly offsite optimization is more important than your website structure. This is a picture of a graph. This was a study that was done by Search Engine Land, and they interviewed essentially the top 72 SEO companies in the agency world and said, what are the most important ranking factors? Well, the blue box or the blue pie, the orange pie, and the green pie all talk about link building and link authority. So trust/authority of the host domain is all about the links pointed to the main domain. The orange one is link popularity of a specific page. So those are the links that you drive to those specific content pages about the specific loan types, right? And then the green says anchor text of external links to the page. And that just means when somebody links to your website, what does the hyperlink say? Because it's very important for Google to identify that those are quality links and they're not spammy links that somebody has bought on Fiverr or whatever. So if you add up those 3 factors, that's over 65% of what goes into ranking a website on the front page of Google, right there with link building. And then that maroony one at 15%, that's on-page keyword usage, which we just talked about with creating specific content to rank for the specific key phrases. So if you follow just what you've learned in the webinar to this point, you've covered all of the major bases that you need to outrank your competition. Now, how do you know how many links you need to build to your website in order to be successful? You do that by reverse engineering the top links essentially for your top 5 competitors. And in order to do that, you use this tool called Moz. So you go to moz.com/research-tools/OSE. You do a Google search in your local marketplace and take your competitors that are on the front page and you punch them into this tool. That's moz.com/research-tools/OSE. And what they will do is crawl that website and give you back a report of what their domain authority is and how many links they have to their main domain and then how many links they have to each of the individual pages on their site. And it's a pretty quick formula. All you need to do is write down each of those numbers after putting their website in and your website in and plot them on this chart. And you write down how many links your competition has, and then you write down how many links you have, and your goal is to get more links than your competition. And yeah, you know, in a very rudimentary explanation of how this works, when you get more quality links than your competitors, Google will rank you higher on the front page, and that's how you know when you're going to crack essentially into that 3-pack ranking. So this is how to outperform your local competition. You need to create better quality backlinks than they have. And essentially, there's 3 different types of backlinks. There are local backlinks, there are contextual backlinks, and there are authority backlinks. And I'm going to walk you through very quickly here how to create each of them. But before I do, I just want to check in with you. How are we doing? I realize that this is really technical information, which is why we'll just revisit what we said at the beginning of the webinar. If you're starting to feel overwhelmed at this point, don't worry, it's totally okay. We're going to give you a report that will line all of this out for you for your specific website, and then give you an actual plan that you can implement to get this stuff done. Remember, it's not about doing this techie stuff. That's not the job. The job is getting this techie stuff done so that you can process more loans, process more volume, and make more income in your loan business, right? These are just the unfortunate steps that we have to go to in order for you to be successful and to cherry pick that 25% of the marketplace that's sitting there right now processing loans. Somewhere in your market today, there are phone calls going into a business with people that want to get approved in your local marketplace. And what I want for you to do is to spend your time on the phone talking to those people, approving them, and doing those loans, not doing this techie stuff. So just know that I'm giving you this information so that you're educated and you can drive the project. You know what needs to be done. You don't specifically need to do the work, but you need to know what has to be done so that you can intelligently determine either who's going to do the work for you or whether your existing provider is doing the work properly. And that is the power that you're getting here from today's webinar so that you can go out and get the end result, okay? So if you're a little bit overwhelmed, don't worry, it's totally okay. It's worth it to stick with it to get the end result. And again, any questions that you have, just type them into the GoToWebinar control panel and we'll get to them during the Q&A portion. So back to our conversation about backlinks. There are three types. The first is a local backlink. And the reason why we need these three types of backlinks is to tell Google that we are the local expert in your local marketplace when somebody is looking for a mortgage. When somebody wants a loan, we are the local expert. Now, we know that Google looks for links to determine who that expert should be. So, obviously, they want to see local links from your local marketplace that tells Google that you are the local expert. So what we do is we reverse engineer Google. We go into the marketplace and we type into Google area name business directory. So to keep with the San Diego analogy, San Diego business directory. And Google will spit out on their front page all of the top rated business directories that they have in that local marketplace. Then all you do is go out and sign up for the free directory listing that all of those websites offer. After you're done that, when Google gets a query for a loan, they go out and they look at, okay, who's the most reputable mortgage loan company in this local marketplace, and they find your business listed in all of the top directories that they pull their information from, and it immediately accelerates you to the front of the line as to who the local expert is. Cool, right? The second type of backlink is contextual, and all that means is that these are backlinks that come from somewhere within either the mortgage or the real estate community. So what you want to do is you want to get your real estate partners to put a link on their website that links back to your website. You want to go out and find finance blogs, get them to link back to your website. Anything that you can find about mortgages or real estate that you can place a link on that site and get it directed back to yours, you want to build those, because when Google says, okay, who's the local expert? They find you on all the local business directories. Then they're going to say, who's the local loan expert? They find you on all of these websites that are related to loans and real estate, right? So you tick off two of the major boxes that they need to see to rank you on the front page. Then the third type of link is an authority backlink. And these are sites like Google My Business, Yahoo, MSN, Yelp, Trulia, Zillow, well, I say that now as one word, right? But these are sites that are household names where when Google sees a link from your website back from one of these services, they go, okay, they're obviously an industry expert because they're on one of these authority sites. And that is the third part of link building and getting you to rank, because we want you to claim your Google My Business page and your Yahoo page and your MSN page, because all of these are going to help essentially move you into that top ranking. You need those profiles to get that traffic. So here's our client Yale. She's in Brooklyn. And when somebody types Brooklyn mortgage lender or looks for a mortgage specifically in the Brooklyn marketplace, which is a ridiculously competitive market, our client is there with more ratings and reviews than any of her competitors in that local marketplace. And that's what we want for you. Now, that listing that's showing up there is her Google My Business page. You can see there's a link that goes to her website, but you have to have that Google My Business page in order to rank in that marketplace. So if you don't already have one, go to business.google.com. They're absolutely free. You sign up for one, and you make sure that you use all of the information about your local business when you sign up for that, and make sure that it matches exactly to the information that is on your website. So the address, the phone number, the email address, all of the information needs to match up, because remember, Google's a computer. If they see one address on the website and then another address on the Google My Business page, it's not going to be able to identify that that's the same business, and you're not going to be able to rank it. Okay, so business.google.com. And again, if you have any questions specific to Google My Business, go ahead and type those into the GoToWebinar chat panel, because we work with Google My Business every day. Our representative is fantastic to work with, and we've got a lot of insider information as to how that engine works, and I'm happy to answer any questions on that. The other ones that you want to set up are Yahoo and Yelp. So the Yahoo service is now a paid service, but it's certainly worth it to be ranked on that engine. And Yelp, again, I'm not 100% a fan of their business practices, but boy, it's worth it to be listed on their free directory, because you do get a lot of juice from that. So smallbusiness.yahoo.com, which will take you to abaca.com, which is what you want to sign up for that business directory. And then, of course, don't forget about Bing. You want to make sure that you have a business directory on Bing as well. You can claim one of those by going to bingplaces.com. And that lists you on all three of the major web properties. And again, when Google looks at who is the local expert, it wants to see you on all three of those services so that they can show you and rank you in each of those marketplaces. So here's our ranking game plan. You need new quality links every month. So just like you're publishing new content every month, you also need new quality links built out on each of these three platforms every month. Keep in mind, you need to surpass your competitors, and you don't want to go out and do 200 links in a month. You want this to go naturally and organically. You kind of don't want to build any more than 1 or 2 backlinks a day. Now, you can do them all in one day, but you don't want to build any more than 50 to 60 backlinks a month, because anything we've found that's kind of our threshold for when Google starts to push back and feel like it's spammy. So you naturally, organically want to go out and get these over time, and you can map out how long it's going to take you based on how many links your competitors have and how many links that you have, and just keep track of it on your spreadsheet every month so that it keeps you motivated to keep going and get that end result. Now we're into the final step of our game plan, and that is online ratings and reviews. Now, the reason why these are so important and they're so valuable is because in the early years of website reviews, they weren't verifiable, so they weren't trusted. We've all been to the website that has the review with the funny picture from Frank F., and you look at it and you're like, there's no way that's a real person. You know what I mean? And Amazon and these major businesses took a major affront to that, because it is a huge part of their business plan to make online reviews reputable, because they need them to be able to sell products to us. Otherwise, it's very difficult to feel comfortable purchasing something online. If all you get to see is fake ratings and reviews, you'll just default to going back to the store, right? So Amazon started cracking down on fake reviews and started suing businesses that were using them. Then the Federal Trade Commission weighed in and got real serious with it, and they started laying out fines of $250,000 on companies that were using misleading online consumer and independent reviews. And they went hard against the marketplace to get rid of all of these spammy companies that were using this as a business practice, so that we, the general community, could feel comfortable reading a review, knowing it was from a real person, and being able to trust it. And it has changed the way that things are bought and sold in today's marketplace. In 2016, we need ratings and reviews to be able to purchase things. So if you think about your own behavior, think about Amazon. what's the first thing that they showcase on the front page? Ratings and reviews and testimonials. If you book a trip on TripAdvisor, ratings, reviews, and testimonials showcased right there in every listing. If you go on Trulia, ratings, reviews, and testimonials from the local professionals. If you do a search on Google, ratings, reviews, and testimonials right there on the front page. It is the core selling tool that is being leveraged in the digital marketing space, and you need to take advantage of this in your loan business because it is the top rated professional that shows up in the local marketplace that is getting the majority of the phone calls in that local market, right? So in today's world, people have to use their real profiles to leave online reviews so that they're trustworthy. Now, that's kind of a double-edged sword because it's hard to get your customers to leave a review on your Google My Business page, but it's also a benefit because it's hard for your competitors to do it. And once you get those ratings and reviews, they are an excellent selling tool that sits there without you having to do any additional work, and it sells every new person that searches for a loan in your local marketplace. So online reviews are now crucial to getting customers from the front page, and as we saw from this Bright Local study at the beginning of the webinar, over 80% of people in today's marketplace trust these online reviews and use them in their buying decisions. And becoming a top ranked and rated business is the way to create a significant influx of customers right now. So I'm going to take you through a really simple exercise to help kickstart you getting these ratings and reviews. Now, you don't need the fancy PDF. All you do is you take a sheet of paper and you put a line down the center. And on the left-hand side of that line, you want to write down all of your past customers that you know beyond a shadow of a doubt are going to leave you a perfect rating and review. These are friends and past customers that you've done business with that you know are going to leave you a 5-star rating and review. You write their names, potentially their phone numbers and their email addresses down on the left-hand side. Then on the right-hand side of that piece of paper, I want you to brainstorm out your vendors. So these are the title companies and the real estate companies that you do business with, and anybody, home stagers, renovators, all of those wonderful people that you do business with on a regular basis. You want those people to leave you ratings and reviews as well. And that's very important because when somebody sees a testimonial from a customer, they go, okay, they had a good experience. But when they see one from somebody in the industry, they go, wow, that person is willing to stake their professional reputation on this particular loan company. That's a pretty serious review. That's really cool. And they feel comfortable picking up the phone and calling you. So you want to brainstorm out at least 15 per side on that exercise. And then it takes follow-up to get those people to leave you a rating and review. And you can talk to them in person, you can email them, or you can phone them direct. Now, what I've done is I've included in here a template that we use that works really, really well in order for people to leave these ratings and reviews. And all you do is you put the link to your Google My Business page right there in the template where I've got it highlighted in red. And then you send that out to all of the people that you've brainstormed on the list, and you sit back and watch that influx of 5-star ratings and reviews come in on your profile. And again, if you take advantage of the free resource that we're about to give you, you can get access to this template for free. We'll send you out a Word document that has it inside of it so that you can kind of swipe and deploy at your leisure. So that's it. Your plan for more customers is done. Now, it's very important that you understand, and I know that we all understand this, in order to profit from this, we must implement. It's amazing to have the information and to have this guide, but if we leave the webinar here today and we don't actually do anything to move ourselves into that front page ranking, that's what's going to get you the results. And I don't want you to be okay with just maybe, like, okay, maybe I'll go out and do this. If you want the result of the calls coming in, and again, you saw the call sheet from real customers that were calling in off these profiles, you must implement in order to get that result. So in a quick review, the highest quality available clients are using Google to search for that mortgage information and to search for the loan officer that they're going to use. When you show up on your local front page with more reviews than your competitors, you have an unfair advantage. Remember, more than a fifth of U.S. customers who purchased a mortgage over the past year did so through an internet online channel, and that is a year old. It's even more in today's marketplace. And third, this is a limited opportunity. So this change into the artificial intelligence world basically just happened in the last 6 months. You need to act now, create that content, start building the links, start building the reviews, take advantage of the turmoil that exists in that search marketplace right now to take that ranking, stay consistent, and keep that ranking long term, while your competitors that have had those spots up until this point are still trying to figure out how to recoup from these latest changes. So just imagine for a second what it looks like when somebody types in mortgage lender or loan officer or best loan officer or area name loan officer or mortgage broker in your local marketplace, and you show up in that 3-pack and you've got more ratings and reviews than your local competitors. That is what's generating the phone calls in today's marketplace. And that's what I want for you, which leads us to the ultimate question of, would you like me and my team to help you? So what I'm offering is a free 30-minute consultation and a 12-page analysis of your website, which I've mentioned a couple of times during the event. It's absolutely free, and one of our ranking specialists will get on the phone with you and help you map out a plan. Specifically, what we're going to do is reverse engineer your top competitors in your local marketplace, show you exactly what you need to do to rank in your marketplace. Then we'll analyze your website and give you a custom site optimization plan that includes everything you need to properly fix your site. And then we're going to give you a ranking plan showing exactly how to optimize your online presence to rank both your local business page and your website on the front page. And again, it's absolutely free. So go to www.kmwebinar.com. So open up another browser window right now. Go to www.kmwebinar.com. And you'll see a page. There'll be a big green button on the right-hand side. Go down, click that button, fill in your information on that form, and then click submit. It's going to take you to a time trade page that will give you options for an appointment time. Book an appointment that fits with your schedule, and we'll work ourselves into your schedule to get on the phone with you for a half an hour, deliver those reports to you, and explain them to you so that you're not just sitting there with these reports going, what do I do with these? We'll actually walk you through step by step, show you what they are, and tell you what you need to do with them in order to get results. And there's no heavy sales pitch. Obviously, we have a product that we do offer where we will do it for you, but we're putting this in place to provide as much value to everybody here on the webinar as possible, but it's also a filter for us. So we can't work with everybody. We only work with 2 people per marketplace. And we have discovered that we really do need to filter the clients that we put on our programs. And it's also a way for us to find out if your marketplace is still available. So you get excellent value on that call regardless of what happens. But it is our way of also, being able to go through and make sure that you're a good fit for the organization before we tell you what it is. But what I would like to do, and this is the report that you get, is give you a little bit more information about what's going to happen. So again, these are existing clients. We've got Brooklyn, we've got Whitehorse, we've got Red Deer, we've got clients all over North America and in some major U.S. marketplaces where we've already done this. And we're hoping that your marketplace is available for you so that we can help you out as well. And this is what the page looks like. There's the green button that you click on, and together I know we can get results. I'll skip over these testimonials and give you some full disclosure. There is going to be a sales pitch if you fit the program and you ask for the sales pitch on the call. You literally have to say, okay, can you guys do this for me? If you decide to ask for that, here's what is included in the program. We do a full website review, overhaul the website for you. We've set up Google Analytics on your website. We track everything that it's doing and show you the ranking increase. We do that custom keyword selection and build a traffic plan for you for your marketplace. And then we build those keyword pages for you. We write the content. We give it to you to approve or put through compliance, whatever needs to happen with it. Then we install it on your website, make sure that it's placed there properly, optimize the whole thing. The prices that you're seeing on the right-hand side of the $497, those are all prices from competitors a la carte as to what they charge for each of those services. Then you get our monthly expert local link building campaign. You get a branded mobile website if you don't already have one for your business. And then you get our local Google traffic and social alchemy system where we help you go out and get those ratings, reviews, and testimonials and boost that Google My Business page into that 3-pack. And you also get access to our private Facebook group and obviously, customer support where you have a customer support rep that you can reach on the phone 5 days a week between 9 to 5. So the total value, $5,479. Now the setup is $2,000 if you decide to go ahead with the program, and monthly is $1,500. Now, because we are going to know that you came from this webinar, you get a discount. We take that setup fee and we drop that down to $1,497, and then we drop the monthly fee down from $1,497 down to $997 a month. So you save a total of $1,000 off the setup, and then annually that's a $6,000 savings on the program. As I mentioned, we can only accept 2 clients per market. So it's important that you book that phone call as soon as possible. So I've thrown in a couple of bonuses. One is a one-on-one planning session with myself and access to our Facebook Formula program, which we sell for $997. It's an 8-week training program to show you how to take the existing clients that you're going to get from Google and get more referrals from those people through Facebook. So the grand total with the bonuses is a grand total of $7,473 of value that you're getting if you qualify for the program. So we're going to skip through this section real quick because I do want to get to the Q&A, and we will just hop into the Q&A. So Ryan, I apologize. We are 1 minute over time here, but I wanted to skip over that and make sure that we get some quality Q&A in for everybody here on the event.
Yeah, and a lot of great content here, Chris. Thanks again. First of all, I wanted to let everyone know that, yes, absolutely, we'll be sending this presentation to you out later today. A lot of great content in here. I'm sure that you were, going through a lot of pages trying to write everything down. So we will send this to you so that you can, hop through and go back and visit slides. One of the questions that we did see come up is, how can we verify our Google business number if our number is an 800 number? Our calls get automatically routed into a center, and we have no way to certify or verify.
Okay, so that is a great question. And you actually need a Google My Business representative to take you through the verification process. So what we have them do with some of our clients is we'll call them and we'll book an appointment, and they will actually FaceTime you on your phone. And they'll call whatever number that you want, and just have you tour them through the office while you're on FaceTime with them. So you basically pick it up, you're at the office, and you point the phone, show them the office. They'll say, okay, thanks, hang up, and that's how they verify your business. So there is an extra step of verification that they do offer through the Google My Business portal, and you can try to access that yourself. If you go into your Google My Business portal, log into the actual business profile itself that you're looking at, then scroll all the way down to the bottom of the screen, and there'll be a little button in the bottom with all of the other different options that says Help. If you click on Help and go through that help screen dialog and ask for a phone call, they give some accounts, it's not every single one, but some accounts have the ability to get a phone verification, but you've got to go find that help link and request it through the help dialog that they take you through. So that could be a way to get around that as well. If you sign up for the free 30-minute consultation and just tell us ahead of time, I'll prep the team so that we have our Google account representative standing by for you, and we can do that verification on the phone with you while you're doing your 30-minute consultation. So that would help you.
Perfect. Okay, so it seems like we had a question about other geographies outside of the United States. Is there anything that you can do there, Chris, to help in other markets?
Yeah, so absolutely. So we have clients ranking in Australia, we have clients ranking in Canada, we have clients ranking all across the United States. So each algorithm actually works differently. So the Canadian algorithm is a little bit different than the US algorithm, but we're able to very quickly get in and identify those small changes and modify our process in order to rank in different markets.
Okay, perfect. This question might apply to a few folks out there. My company creates and monitors my website. Will this be a problem as I cannot make changes to it myself?
That is an excellent question, and we run into that all of the time. What we have found is that it's actually a little bit of a benefit to have a centrally hosted page that's connected to a national network. It's okay that you can't control that content. What we normally do, and you can do this yourself, obviously you don't need our service to do it, but you create the content, send it to compliance, blesses it with the magic wand or whatever it is that they do back there at corporate compliance, and then the corporate web team will actually place that information on your website for you. So it's actually less work for you, and in the cases where we're actually doing that for the client, we communicate with corporate on their behalf and go through all of the hoops and the steps in order to get that content placed for them. So it's great. You've actually got a team there working on your behalf, and it's less of a drawback than you may think.
Okay. And another question is, I'm sure it varies by market, but how long does it generally take to get into the 3-pack that you had mentioned before?
So that is a great question, and it is definitely market specific. So that exercise that we went through where we establish how many backlinks your competitor has, that has to be done in each local marketplace in order for us to be able to establish a timeline. So we can build roughly 60 quality links a month. So if we have a competitor that has 200 links, it's going to take us at least 90 days to be able to reach a comparable point where we have the same number of links as that competitor. So every marketplace is a little bit different, but we do have, we can combine that with other factors like the ratings and reviews and testimonials to move it a little bit faster, but every marketplace is a little bit different.
Okay. Perfect. So I think that it covers all the questions that came through today. As Chris mentioned, more great info can be found at kmwebinar.com. We're going to be sending out this presentation to everyone later this afternoon so that they can go back and review and share with their colleagues as well. Chris, anything that you would like to add as we're on the last few minutes here of the webinar?
No, it's been a pleasure to present, and it's a brave new world out there. And I certainly suggest that if you don't have digital marketing as part of your marketing plan right now, now is the time to get started. As I mentioned, these changes have shaken up what's happening out there, and now is the perfect time to implement. So take the information that you got today, go forth, implement, and enjoy the benefits.
Okay, perfect. Well, I want to thank everyone again for attending the webinar this afternoon. Be on the lookout from an email later this afternoon, and have a good rest of your Thursday. Take care.
Thanks, Ryan.